up guys, my name is Jack Gardiner and welcome to another free lesson on a Friday. This one's going to be all about blues changes and how we can outline them. I just want to point out though first, please do make sure that you like, comment and subscribe. Remember to click that little bell for notifications. I bring out new free lesson content every Friday. So yeah, let's dig in then. So with the blues, it's one of the first chord structures we tend to learn on guitar, you know, when it goes in conjunction with learning the minor pentatonic. You know, I'm sure that's our probably first introduction to improvisation. Now the thing is though, is it goes much further than that. We can actually outline the sound of each of these chords. For that though, we need more than just a minor pentatonic. So let's do it in the key of A. I know the backing track was in B flat, but I think it's important that we keep it in a kind of easy to visualize key, you know. So in terms of blues structure then, we have three dominant seventh chords, usually they are the core of it. I'm going to use some shell voicings to just quickly demonstrate what they would be in the key of A. So you'd have chord 1 would be A7, chord 4 would be D7, and chord 5 would be E7. Now in terms of how you comp this, you could just use those three shapes and it would work perfectly fine. I mean, let's just give a quick example. Works totally fine. Now you may be thinking, what's the point in doing that? Well, I want to point out to you guys the important notes within those shell voicings. So within a shell voicing, it's just the root, the third and the seventh. And in a dominant seventh chord then, we will need the major third and the minor seven. So with A7, there's the minor 7 on the 5th fret of the D string, and the major third is going to be located on the 6th fret of the G string. So we have these two notes. Now look, when we move to D7, the 3rd and the 7th are actually really close. So the 3rd of D7 would actually be on the 4th fret of the D string, and the flat 7 of D7 will be on the 5th fret of the G string. That gives us all the information we need about what chord type it is. You don't need to worry about the 5th unless it's altered in some way. You just need the 3rd and 7th in conjunction with the root. So, back to my point then, E7 would only be here. It's really close as well. That's the 6th fret on the D string, you'd have the major third. And you would have the flat 7 on the 7th fret of the G string. So together. Now, I should be able to comp a blues for you guys without there being any root notes there, and hopefully you will hear the changes. So let's just give that a quick go. So hopefully you can hear all that there, and it's all to do with these thirds and sevenths. This brings me on to the point then that you can use this in your solo. Now that we've got these shell voicings down then, I think it's important that we label each chord with a certain scale or a go-to scale. So in the case of a dominant seventh chord, the first scale I think of is actually the Mixolydian scale. Now, if you're not that advanced yet to kind of figure that out across the fretboard, I would suggest the best place to start is actually with pentatonics, but not the minor pentatonic. There's a pentatonic which I like to use for dominant seventh chords. I call it the dominant pentatonic. It may have a different name somewhere else, but it is as follows. In the key of A, it would be this. So you've got root, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, flat 7, root, and obviously the same again in another octave. of sounds very Beatles to me. You can play around with that fourth to third movement and you get that kind of Eric Johnson, maybe Beatles feel. So, what I would do then is apply that to each of the three chords, so A7, D7 and E7. So you've got a dominant pentatonic on each one. You could also view it as a major pentatonic, that can work as well, because if we think the intervals in a major pentatonic are root, major second, major third, then we've got the fifth and then the major sixth. But it doesn't really give us that flat seven which we need. That is in what I call the dominant pentatonic. To take this further though, I think it's important then that you are looking at intervals within that. So remember I was talking about the shell voicings and the thirds and sevenths. That's exactly what we are going to look at next. So, for example, I now am going to start a solo. I'm just going to try and play a blues. But every time there's a chord change, I'm going to try and land on one of either the third or the seventh. Let's give this a go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully you can hear the sound of those changes there. So I guess the next logical step would be then basically to try and start every phrase from the third. So with every chord change you're going to be targeting that third note. So for example, hopefully that made sense. Then what you could do is target the sevenths. These aren't as kind, I guess, but they should still work. So you could do something like this. Now that is kind of the starting point for playing these changes. Obviously there are other methods which I have covered in a few videos earlier when we were looking at minor third cycles, but I think that should be really the grounds to begin with if you really want to make the sounds of these. Obviously we are just applying this to a 1-4-5 at the minute. You could apply it to all of the different turnarounds and all of the different chord substitutions. Think, you know, like a 1-6-2-5. That kind of thing. You could do the same thing where you are just targeting the thirds and sevenths. As always guys, many thanks for checking out this lesson. If you have any suggestions for next week's lesson, please do let me know in the comments. I'm always open to your ideas. Like I say, most of these have been requests in the past anyway. But guys, don't forget to subscribe. Please click that little bell for notifications, leave a like, leave a comment, share this video as much as you can. If you are interested in one-to-one lessons, then I do offer Skype lessons. Please do email me. Also, if you want more on this kind of stuff, then there are tons of lessons available at my website, so please do check out. Anyway guys, many thanks again. Until next time, cheers.